11. This video is about your GCSE written paper. We're going to be talking about your Section B answers today. So what I want to explain is there are three questions, three sections, A, B and C, and you must make sure that in B or C you only choose to answer one of them, either Section B or Section C. If you have chosen to answer Section B, then you're going to be thinking about a play that you have studied and worked on, either as an actor or a technician. For most of you, it'll be about acting. So there are two questions in Section B, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 5 and 6 are about acting, 7 or 8 about technical. So decide now whether you're going to be writing about your acting or your technical. And again, for most of you, it will be about acting. And make sure you remember that each question has two parts, either 5 and 6 or 7 and 8. Make sure that you think about which questions you are answering. So, your question paper will look like this. 5 and 6 at the top, 7 and 8 at the bottom. As I've already said, most of you will be answering 5 and 6 where there's a tick. That is because the majority of you have talked about acting the whole way through your course. Okay, so exam technique. When you get your exam paper, the first thing you need to be doing is check that you've chosen to answer the right question, 5 and 6, and then reading the question and highlighting the key phrases and words the question is covering. This way you'll make sure that you've answered everything that you need to answer. Make sure you also recognise if it's asking you about rehearsal, what you did in preparation, question 5, or performance, what you did in performance, which is question 6, and you must make sure that you're talking about one or the other. So, once you've underlined your questions, you've underlined the key phrases, you're thinking about the first question. So we're going to talk about question 5, which is the first question on acting. This question is worth 20 marks. And it should be about your rehearsal for a role. There are a number of key points that you must include if you are going to get top marks in this question. First and foremost, describe your character. Then describe your play, describe the research that you have done on it, plot, style, genre, what do you know about this play? Once you've done that, describe and evaluate the research on the role that you played. What did you find out about the character you played? How did that impact your development of that character? Then describe the rehearsal techniques you went through and how they impacted the work that you did. For example, how you used hot seating or roll on the wall or still image or forum theatre. How did that help you develop your character? And then next you need to talk about how you develop your acting skills, thinking about your voice, your movement, your gestures, your reactions, your characterisation. How did that change during the rehearsal process? Give specific examples. And finally, how did your blocking, your position on stage changed depending on your rehearsal? The best answers will talk about how things developed and moved on through the period of your rehearsal. For question 6, you are talking about how you performed a role. This is also worth 20 marks. This is not about rehearsal, it is about performance. Remember the difference. In this, you must talk about what the playwright wanted to achieve for your character. You must explain your interpretation of the role. What did you want the role to come across as to the audience? Think about the style of your acting. Was it heightened? Was it melodramatic? Was it naturalistic? And why did you choose that style? Talk about your acting skills. Be specific. Use drama technology, voice, movement, facial expressions, interaction, gestures. What was the impact? Give specific examples of what you did. Think about the impact of them on the audience. Think about the space. Think about costume and props. What did they show about your character to the audience? Why did you choose them? Make sure you're speaking about specific moments. Imagine your examiner has never seen your play and therefore you must describe it in absolute detail. And lastly, make sure you talk about how you could also have improved moments. You're highlighting moments of success but also areas for development. Right, once you've done all that, hopefully you'll be ready and prepared for Section B. Please check out our videos for Section A and Section C so you're fully prepared for the exam.